So let's start with The Guardian, Lewis. And I think Gary Lineker's been giving his opinion again, not like him.
Yeah, well, he should be giving his opinion. And he's basically saying that the government should not pick the next head of the next chairman of the BBC, which is not the same as the director. I don't understand the difference between these two people. All I know is this, is the BBC stands for Big Brother Communications System.
Shots fired early on.
I'm going to fire it. You know what it is? It's like he says the government shouldn't pick it. Well, who should pick it? Who owns the thing? In theory, the people own the thing, then it has to be the government.
Yeah, so just to be clear, so the headline is BBC chair quits, which is obviously the general story, but we wanted to focus for a minute on Gary Lineker, who's tweeted here saying the BBC chairman should not be selected by the government of the day, not now, not ever. And some people, including Mr. Lee Anderson, have pointed out that Alistair Campbell did the exact same thing by selecting Gavin Davis back in the day.
Yeah, this just happens every time. And he won't be saying the same thing if there's a Labour Prime Minister choosing the chair of the BBC next time. I mean,
what? Are you saying Gary Lineker won't be objective and fair?
I don't think Gary Lineker will be objective. He's all about, same as his playing career, Gary Lineker is all about the easy tap-ins. His football career was about hanging around the goal, tapping things in. And his political career, which this is, by the way, is all about easy tap-ins. It's very easy for Gary Lineker to say these things.
Although he's wrong in a general sense as a person, he's not actually wrong here. I mean, it shouldn't be chosen by the government.
No, there should not be a BBC, period. It's state broadcast.
Just Lewis to up the stakes early on.
If you think this is wrong, I'll apologise. I don't know. I'm an American. In America, we have very little state enterprise, whatever it is. And it's like people are thinking it should be objective. It's not objective. It's owned, operated by the Big Brother communications industry.
Well, that's what you just called it. But to an American, the BBC must seem ultra-communist, like there's some old tin of beans that just says beans or something, you know, or those old communist cars where they just had one car. It is a kind of anachronistic thing, isn't it?
It isn't anachronistic, because there's no place in the modern world with this much...
You mean it is?
It is, I guess it is. It's not anachronistic.
I'm surprised you haven't been on Question Time, Lewis.
The state should never own the broadcasting.
No, and
go on.
I think there's a bigger story here about why we pay our licence fee, and now you can take old ladies to the court if they don't pay theirs. It used to be a sense of pride. Nick and I, we grew up in this country at similar sort of ages. Nick is younger than I am, I like to hasten to add. However, it was a source of pride for me to say that I was a BBC kid. So I would watch CBBC, as it's called now. I'd watch the BBC after school instead of ITV, because that was for lesser people. That was the only way on a council estate you could rise yourself above. But the BBC has become this kind of... It's a stigma now. Yeah, because they struggle so much to be objective, and it is a very hard task to be truly neutral. I mean, what you have now is basically normal people think the BBC is kind of lefty, or you could be more specific and say it's kind of establishment, Remainer, liberals, and then you have these nutters on the left that claim it's a sort of Tory-run thing, you know, the Corbynites, which is kind of an insane view, probably Gary Lineker's view. But obviously, it's not great if the Tories are picking the head, or if Alistair Campbell or anyone's doing it.
No, I disagree with you, because you're focusing on the wrong thing. You're focusing on, is it Labour or Tory? Is it left or is it right? It isn't. It's owned by the big state. The deep state controls the whole
Lewis,
thing.
I totally agree. In that, I think it should be you should pay a subscription like Netflix or anything else. Let them compete in the real world, right?
No, but why should they even own anything?
No. Just let them be a normal company like anyone.
No,
it can't even be a private company.
Yeah, because it's, unless we sell it to somebody, we should.
Why can't it be a company though like Netflix and Amazon that you just pay for if you want?
Because it's owned by the government right now.
If you take that away...
Yeah, so then it would be a private company.
OK, so you're OK with that? Yeah. Just to clarify, we want to get Lewis's stance right.
Let me just say to the people out there, I apologise for this, really, because I'm not from this country. It's totally immoral to me. It's like your royal family. Was that a step too far, too?
I love that this is the thing you've apologised for. You did
all the things.
Not the show the other night that we don't talk about, but this. OK.